speakers are a little bit louder today than usual. SB Talk Sports Real Takes Over Fake Debates. We are live. It's your favorite podcasters on every Monday and Friday. I forgot to put the logo up. Oh, there it go right there. SB and Sean's in the building. Sean, what's going on, brother? It's been an action-packed football weekend. It's been NBA Media Day. I love your Heat shirt. You know, I was expecting to see you with the comb over and the pierce, following your lead dog,
Yeah, no piercings over here. So yeah, couldn't do it. And
no Nickelback playing in the background, nothing like that. Nothing.
I do rock with Nickelback, but not right now.
No Kiss. You gotta put the makeup on.
Yeah. Oh man. What's good, man? You survived this sports weekend, all the college football, the fight, all the NFL. So
we gotta talk about the fight too. I forgot to add that up, but we gotta talk about the fight too. Everything was pretty good weekend. I enjoyed it. My Chargers got a dub. Was I happy with it? No, but you gotta take the W's when you get them. The Bears, so we definitely gonna get into the Bears. We had media day. I was happy until today when I watched my boys media day and I was seeing the things that my team was saying. The best thing about boys media day was DeMar DeRozan had a pair of Chicago exclusive was Uptons. They call them Nike Uptons, Uppos. I think those like the Scotty ones were like they say air on the side, but it say shy on the side.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That was tempo, the up tempo. That's what they call it, up tempos. Yeah, that was the best thing about my team's media day. So it was kind of a mid day, yeah. For me, it sucks. Also, I want to thank everybody in the chat in the community. We had reached 2K subscribers on there, but get it back up. I think we went down like a little bit. I don't know why. YouTube be messing up. But technically we had 2K, but just to make sure to solidify, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, get us up to 2K. You already know the Colorado game on the weekend. I told you guys if we get to 2K, I will play the game live on stream. They play at Arizona State at 5 p.m. my time. But I'm not going to hold anybody back. Let's get into the show. Make sure you guys share it out. I didn't get a chance to share it out. Go make sure you share it out for me. But let's get it into the show right off bat. 2023 NBA Media Day. Obviously, the first main story is your boy Jimmy Butler with the hair craziness. Dame with the Bucks. I don't know if the Celtics had their media day because I was looking around. Did they have their media day yet? I don't believe so, right?
I didn't see their media day today, so I'm guessing it might be tomorrow.
Then we obviously got the Harden drama. I forgot about the Harden drama. The Harden drama with him not showing up the media day. He's probably not going to show up to camp.
Yeah.
So out of all the craziness going on, Sean,
they did have their media day.
Okay, I need to look at it. I wonder if Drew had an interview. Obviously, he just got traded there, so he probably didn't even make it there in time. But
he was there. He was there.
Oh, he was there. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up.
He was at the facility before Brad Stevens was apparently this morning. So
he pissed. Oh, he's pissed. Out of all the craziness that went on with media day, Sean, what did you like? What did you didn't like? Talk to me.
I tell you, obviously, the thing about media day is I try not to read too much into it because everybody's selling hope and everybody comes in, walks into the season believing they got a chance. But we know come April, it's going to be 14 teams at home that, aren't going to be in the playoffs. So, a lot of teams, a lot of people selling hope, a lot of people saying the right stuff, obviously the two glaring things at media day today were obviously for Philly, the James Harden talk. So I think that was, super big, and Philly, the players want them back. Obviously they want them back in Philly, but it doesn't appear that's going to happen anytime soon. And then obviously Kawhi Leonard with some of his comments, which I'm gonna defer to you on that one because I'm done talking about Kawhi.
Kawhi, you know what I'm saying? I'm hurt, man. I'm not playing because I'm hurt, but I'm hurt. So it's not that I don't want to play. It's just I'm hurt, so I'm not playing. The Raptors thing is a different situation. Y'all just want to make rules up for me, like I'm just, how you try to put. If y'all want to make a rule off that, I'm hurt. I'm like,
right, yeah. So I'm done talking. I'm done talking about that. Yeah, I'm seriously done talking about that. But yeah, I think a lot of people saying the right stuff. Chris Paul had some comments.
Mhm.
He asked about his role and his role is to do whatever helps the team win.
So
And
come off the bench.
well, that remains to be seen because I think, to me, I agree with you, SB. I think Chris Paul should absolutely come off the bench.
It shouldn't be
Um,
a question. I feel like why is that even a conversation? That's what
it
that's the
shouldn't be a question. And my thing is going there, like, listen, we know what y'all starting five has done when it's together, when it's healthy. I'm not trying to mess up the chemistry. He's probably gonna be in the closing lineup anyway. So why you worrying about starting? I don't care who starts, who closing, you know. So,
that matters the
hey,
most.
that's what matters the most. So, some interesting comments out there, things like that. But
For
just
me,
being sold.
for me with the Warriors, I was thinking like the whole point of him was like to fill the void of what Jordan Poole brought. Obviously, he's not going to score of the level for Jordan Poole at his age, but he has better decision making with the ball, and he makes the young guys better. So I was thinking like, okay, you got a better decision maker off the bench, and he can actually expand Kuminga's game. That's what I thought his whole job was to come in to expand. Because if they can get Kuminga where I think Kuminga could be at, the Warriors gonna be back in business in the championship picture like that again for me. That's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
it remains to be seen. My biggest concern with them is just their lack of size. In the
Mhm.
West, you got to have size. Shoot, in the East, you got to have
In the
size.
East, yeah. And then it
So
was confusing on me because I'm like, okay, why wouldn't y'all go sign the Dwight Howard? I was like, I think the Dwight Howard would be perfect, especially with a guy like Chris Paul on that team with him and off the bench. I mean, that's a body. You need a big body.
yeah, I mean I think they'll be in the market at some point because they're just going to realize that Looney isn't enough.
Mhm.
But we'll see. They still feel like they can revolutionize small ball, but when it's
It's
time to
hard.
see Joker and AD, and
Mhm.
you're gonna have some problems. So we'll
That's
see
why
what happens. We'll see what happens.
that's why Team USA lost. They try to play all small. Do
Yeah,
you think before we get on to the next point, do you think the Warriors regret trade what was it, Wiseman now?
I think the Warriors regret not developing Wiseman and not
I think so
allowing him to
too.
develop.
I think
Um,
so too.
yeah, that's just my belief. But I said from the get go when he got drafted there, you have to develop him. He is raw, but if you
Mhm.
develop him and you give him time to grow,
He
he can pan out.
can be
And
nice.
so and don't be surprised if he does very well in Detroit under Monty this season.
I just
Uh,
feel like it's just ain't no room on the court. They got so many bigs, so we can see.
yeah,
You don't know, but obviously the most funniest story of the day. Hold on, I know I posted that up, but I just come on, man. What is wrong with this man, man?
man, this dude, man, he
Man,
just he just
he bored, bro.
you know what it is. You know
He's
what it
bored,
is.
bro.
I'll tell you because he did the same thing last year, and he knows that's gonna be his picture for the whole season.
Season, yeah, he a
Just to mess with
fool,
people, he
man.
does that kind of stuff, man. He's just a different type of dude, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
he is from Town Ball, Texas, but come on, Sean, like. Look at this, bro. Look at
yeah,
this dude, man.
yeah,
And did you see when he had the whole black outfit when he walked in with the
yeah,
like the crow, man?
yeah, like the crow. Yeah, I was like,
I can't
I
take
mean,
Jimmy serious,
I
bro.
mean, it's like how do you take this serious? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean,
Yeah,
it's Jimmy 3000. I
Jimmy,
mean, you know,
Jimmy hit
you
Jimmy
know,
Prince. They put it next to Prince. That's all like Jimmy Prince. Look
yeah,
like he was doing off Kiss,
I,
man. This.
I called him. I called him Cat Butler. All kinds of stuff, man. I don't know what he's doing, man.
Hey,
It's whatever, man.
this man is a lunatic,
Yeah,
man. This
yeah,
this man is insane. He is undoubtedly probably one of the most funniest players in the league. And imagine when they put up a game when Jimmy drops 30 and they had to put that picture up next to like Jimmy Butler dropping 30, and you just see that go. Hey man, this man is a maniac, man. I'm sorry, man. I had to post that with like I had to see because it was just funny.
yeah.
I was thinking like when he first got the dread, because everybody made fun of it, because we didn't understand what he was doing. He was
Right,
just trying to make it the picture for the year. So we thinking like, I used to have dread. So I'm like, man, I hate dudes who get extensions. Like, bro, just go through the process, go through the ugly phase, and enjoy having your dreads. That make you appreciate it more. You skipping the process, it takes time.
right.
And then this fool did it for a picture day. And then we was wondering, like, okay, once we figured out why he did it, like, oh, because he took it out as soon as the season started. Because they like, oh, Jimmy finna be a distraction for the Heat with the dreads, fake hair. Took it out, get the ball, and made the finals.
Yeah.
How could you top that? Yeah, I'm gonna come in with the emo, with the peers, with the makeup on, and wear. Yeah, look, man, Jimmy is a fool, man. What's going on to the chat? Salute Ed, salute Tiff in the building. J Rob, you still here? I can definitely send you the link to pull up to the show. Chris said, "What's going on? What's going on, Chris?" And Bruce said, "I didn't know Grant Williams had a podcast. You're crazy. You got to change the title of the stream on Kick. Also, yeah, I'll do it in a second. SB Chap, what's going on, Chap? What's going on? My brother Chap is in the building. Clickbait. Where Drew? Isn't bag the party? Where's Drew? We talk about Drew right now because we know what's more important than Drew. The guy who got traded to take his place. Dame Lillard made his introduction into Media Day, Sean. They threw a parade in the city. It was dollar green everywhere. And then Portland tried to throw in a little stinger and say that Dame Lillard said, well, if I can't go to Miami, I just want to stay here. And they said there's no returning. But Dame pretty much settled the fire or put water on the fire of what everybody was thinking about him being in Milwaukee. He pretty much seems happy. You see when he took the picture with Giannis, he was like, yeah, I ain't never took a picture like this. Where I guess people was better than him, or one guy's better than him, or a group of guys that's just as talented. He said pretty much, I never played with this much talent on the team. And you can't kind of debate that and argue on that side of the ball and say, yes, he's pretty much telling the truth. Then he also acknowledged the fact that he's on the team when Giannis is the best player in the league, and he's on a straight arrow to go for a championship. And one of the exact quotes that he said was, I don't think it's a secret how much I want to win. That's how we got here today. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more thankful for this opportunity to be a part of this organization, to play alongside the best player in the league. What you took away from that comment that Dame said, and Dame Lillard for Media Day, and did you think Milwaukee gave him a good welcoming for him being there?
Yeah, I think they absolutely gave him a great welcoming. I mean, they understand they're not a place that necessarily gets, superstars that caliber. So they appreciate it, in that region, that area, whether it's the Packers, the Brewers, and obviously the Bucks. What I took from it is, again, he said all the right things.
He did.
And he understands, I think, the pressure that's going to be there now for them to win. This is largely a team that has won. Just won a couple years ago, obviously. 3 years ago now. So 3 seasons ago now. So, I think he gets it. He understands. And I think more than anything, he and Giannis and Middleton and Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis and, now Campaign and
Trash.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think all these guys are going to come in and they're going to buy in. And that's really what it comes down to, is just buying in. It's not going to be about Dame putting up 32, 35 a night. It's going to be as where you're going to be, 21 and 10. Good with that, as long as the winning's coming along with that. But to me, this team won't be judged until playoff time, and mainly until the time for the Eastern Conference Finals, because that's really what this team is built to do. This team is built to get to the NBA Finals. So
I think it's championship or bust for me with them. It's either you got to win the championship or you don't. If they don't win the championship, you cook. And I give these guys a 2-year window to do that with the championship, because obviously you just put this team together. So would you just put a team together? You got to give these guys time to gel. And I think Dame, offensively, the crazy part about it is offensively, I'm not worried about this team.
Right.
I'm just worried about them. Can they gel defensively and health? If they can stay healthy, they're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, one of the best teams in the league. I still think I think in the Eastern Conference it's a 2-team race. It's between the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. And obviously with the addition of Drew Holiday added to the Celtics, that changed a lot of dynamic. I think the loss of Robert Williams will hurt the Celtics a lot, especially against this Milwaukee Bucks team, because a lot of people just trying to strap on the fact that Al Horford did a great job defensively on Giannis, which is true. But also, when you got Robert Williams splitting the minutes with him to guard Giannis, that helps. You also got him and Robert Williams in that together, and they pack that paint. That helps because Al Horford has the ability to stretch the floor. But now you're asking Al Horford to guard Giannis for a whole game. I don't know at his age he will have the ability to do that consistently. And I believe that's where the problem comes in, because Porzingis is not going to be able to guard him.
So this is where I think we're going to see what Jason Tatum is defensively, because I think Jason Tatum is going to take the challenge a lot of nights of guarding Giannis. Now, again, everything, it's the NBA, so they switch everything. But I'm saying, if I'm Jason Tatum, particularly come crunch time, I want that assignment.
Yeah.
I want to show, this is why I'm a top 5 or arguably top 5 player in the NBA, because I take the assignment of guarding the other team's best guy. So it will be interesting to see, how that works. I do think Jrue Holiday does make the Celtics more dynamic.
Yes.
But the one thing I never questioned about the Celtics was their lack of depth in terms of their bigs, and now they have that. I know they added Wenyen Gabriel yesterday, who's the energy guy. We know he's going to run the floor. He's going to, he's going to be ready to play regardless.
Yep.
But I do think they are going to miss. As much as I hated to see them trade Smart, I understood it to get Porzingis. But I almost feel like Robert Williams is a bigger loss.
Me too.
Just and how do they replace that? And as far as the Bucks, and I know we're talking about the Celtics and the Bucks. As far as the Bucks, how does their defense change without Jrue Holiday? Because going into the season, I'm sure Adrian Griffin and that staff already looking at, okay, here's some things we can do defensively with with Jrue, with Giannis, with Brook, with Middleton, who are all plus defenders. Now, how does that change now that Dame is in the building? Because Dame obviously is not the same level defender that Jrue is.
Jrue. Yeah, you can argue that he's the better scorer. I know people try to run with the narrative that Jrue Holiday shot a higher percentage, so he shoot better. And I don't think he's a better shooter. Lamont calling me now. Lamont, you got to wait now. We already on the pod. Yeah, Lamont, you got to wait. We already on the pod. So with Jrue shooting a better percentage, and this is why I can tell people sometimes, just because you shoot a better percentage in certain situations, you got to add context. Because Jrue Holiday, ain't nobody on their best day say, Jrue and Dame Lillard in a shooting contest, they're going to take Jrue Holiday. It's always going to be Dame. You got to add a context that he was the number one option. And he's the only guy on his team, so he's taking a lot of tougher shots. So Jrue Holiday is coming in as the second, third option guy. He's probably getting more easier looks. So I would probably expect that your percentages would be higher. Now, also, I got to look at it from the perspective, too, that a lot of when this matchup happens, and I feel like we on a fast train of those two teams collide, a lot of guys going to have to take the assignment. Like Jaylen Brown and Chris Middleton, they might have to guard each other. Giannis and Jason Tatum, they might have to guard each other. Even Dame might have to guard Jrue Holiday. Or I don't know who else the other guy, or maybe let Pat Connaughton guard a Jrue, maybe. But I'd rather have Pat Connaughton on maybe Jaylen Brown, probably.
Or Derek White.
But then you got Derek White. They're gonna rotate Derek White and Jrue Holiday on Dame. Because I think they're gonna try to make Dame's job very hard. And now I think Jrue Holiday, where he knowing that this is his last year to make a push, he's gonna be extra motivated, especially to beat his old team, because he just recently said I wanted to retire a Buck, because I think he knew that he was coasting out this last year and calling that one.
So I think two things to think about. Just one of the reasons why Boston makes this trade. So Jrue Holiday has the same agent as Jaylen Brown. So those agents talk to teams all the time. So my guess is I would be shocked if Jrue Holiday even touched the market. I think he's going to sign an extension with the Celtics.
Probably if he stays there, but what if he just want to retire though?
And again, I don't think they make this move if he says, yeah, I'm going to absolutely retire. They don't give up what they gave up for him to retire. I think they made this move saying, yeah, we can keep this thing together for 2-3 years. So at least. So my guess is his extension will be very similar, not the same numbers, but very similar to the timetable of Porzingis' extension that he signed. And of course, and then obviously you got to they get Jason Tatum is extension eligible this coming off season as well. So they're looking at the timetable of this team, with those 4 guys, along with Derek White, and feeling like they got, a good 2 or 3 year run with this. But again, I don't think they made that move for Drew Holiday to retire. I think they got word that he probably wants to play longer.
Yeah, we can see it, but I'm gonna have to wait and see. So maybe, yeah, you're right, because now you gotta look at that aspect of like the age is saying that, but we gonna see, it's different than saying now because you pissed off from the fact that you getting traded and you knew you probably was gonna call it one. Now you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna play a little bit longer and probably stop these guys from winning the championship. It could go either way.
Go either way.
Salute Blue Ball in the building.
What up, Blue Ball? Jimmy Butler, twin brother.
Yeah, Jimmy. Oh yeah, Blue Ball. Did you got your comb over? Yeah, I want to be famous. Mom, leave me alone. Man, probably this. Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. I hate Jimmy, bro. All I'm gonna say is this, Sean. I don't know what y'all done to my boy Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler never did that in Chicago. I stand on it. He went to Miami, seen palm trees, warm weather, and lost his mind. He lost his mind.
I was going to say this. Jimmy Butler did not start doing this till after the bubble. And we all know what allegedly happened in the bubble. So I'm just leave that alone. And
show over. All right, y'all. Show over. I'm gone. Shout out. Show over.
Yeah, Jimmy, doing that.
All right, man. See you guys Friday. This has been Real Takes on Fake Debates with SB and Sean. Show is over. This is canceled.
Oh man, heck no.
We canceled before we got bid. But anyways, on to the next one. So one thing immediately that I kind of wanted to rant about real quick. Obviously, everybody watching their team. I didn't see nothing from the Celtics because obviously I didn't know Drew did it. I wish I could have got quotes from it. I'm gonna look it up too while go on this rant real quick. But I did get to watch my team, the Chicago Bulls. So obviously, I have not been happy with no moves that we have made. We didn't do nothing that moves me. It was 2 things, Sean, that stuck out to me real bad. Obviously, we have a point guard problem, right?
Right.
Even obvious question. Hey, Billy, Arturis is the GM now. Hey, is it a competition battle at point guard, or do you guys know what you're gonna do with the point guard position? Obviously, that Lonzo Ball is out. Oh, yeah, we know it's gonna be a competition. We don't really know what we can really get from each certain guys. We got Alex Caruso. We got Ayo DeSumo. We got Javon Carter. Javon Carter never really been in none of these situational roles, so we really don't know what we could get from him. Kobe White has really improved, so we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. So you telling me you got 4 point guards on this roster. You don't know who's starting, and you don't know what we doing with them. So you hoping Kobe White just develop a playmaker? He ain't playmaker ever. He never did that in USC. He's a scoring guard. Alex Caruso is a defensive-minded guard, energy guy, not necessarily a great starter. Then you got Javon Carter, who's he's a bitch player. He's a role player. He ain't gonna get you no starting minutes. And then you got Ayo DeSumo. I don't know how much Ayo DeSumo developed. And then with the guys in our lineup, his skill set's not really gonna benefit the most unless he come off the bench. How are you as a coach? How are you as a GM signing players that we don't know what we're gonna do with? Y'all literally just telling me Lonzo Ball out, so we just like, excuse my language, we just like fuck it, shit. We don't know what we gonna do. That Sean, that shit pissed me off. I'm like, we got 4 point guards. We don't know what we starting or what we running. Why are we signing people then? We don't know. We just signing people. Then the continuity thing, right? It was like, hey, man, do you think like the group really not showing nothing? We spend a lot of money on these guys. Anything Point of Man told you that, hey, you want to break up the group? Oh, no, we want to just do continuity reign supremes here. Continuity, this and that. Continuity the definition, you can look it up. I just looked it up before the show because I have to check my definition or my understanding of the English language. Because continuity, a part of continuity is consistency. And there ain't nothing we done that was consistent besides lose. Our defense has not been consistent. Our playmaking has not been consistent. Our offense has not been consistent. What are you talking about? And you expect me to be happy. And that's why later today on PC, I have the show. The title of the show, Sean, is going to be "We Need to Let the Jordan Era Go." Because this is a perfect example of we throwing out bullshit and put the sprinkles on it and they trying to call it ice cream. But don't worry about it. We gonna put the MJ logo right on top of it. Do it look like ice cream now? No, it's still shit. It's poo. It stinks. What we doing as an organization stinks. We're terrible. We got 2 stars who don't work together. We put all our basket in Lonzo Ball, who is a great player, and we exceeded his skills in this situation. But Lonzo Ball is not a star player. Why is we building around Lonzo Ball? They're not number 1 guy. It's always in trade rumors every goddamn week after we just signed him to a max contract. Okay, you signed the guy, build the team around him. You see DeMar DeRozan and him don't fit, trade DeMar DeRozan for a goddamn point guard. Do something. But you want to tell me continuity reigns supreme on our team? We were just in the play-in and lost to the Miami Heat because Matt Strus that nobody knew about dropped 30. Now we want to look at it like it's all cool because the Heat made the finals. And with all the Heat gear on, you a big Heat fan, you was just as shocked as we was that y'all made the finals. Now we want to act like the Heat made the finals like that was expected. No, the freaking wasn't. It wasn't. So I was raging, Sean, when I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, this is part of the reason why. And I'm gonna say later on the PC show that we need to let the Jordan era go because we just think just because Jordan won and we got a history, we can talk our talk like we were one of the great teams. We suck for the past. I'm born in 1993. From 98 until now, we was trash. And the moves, and especially from the organizational move wise, we have done nothing. The best thing we had was the Derrick Rose era, and the NBA gave us Derrick Rose, and they rigged the draft to give us Derrick Rose. We had a 1% chance of getting Derrick Rose in the draft. Be for real. They gave us Derrick Rose. So besides the gimme that we got, we done nothing. We've been trash. And you want to come here and talk about continuity. I'm done. Derrick, I just had to get it off.
So let me just say this real quick. So I 100% hear everything you said, right? Mm-hmm. And I think to your point, part of the problem that organizations make and sometimes even fan bases make is they hold on to the greatest era of their time with their teams. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to look forward to, okay, what's next, right? Mm-hmm. I say as a Heat fan, a lot of people were upset about not getting Dame. The reason why people were upset about not getting Dame is because they're used to the Heat during 2010. But 2010 was lightning in a bottle. That doesn't happen every year. You don't always get the guy every year. Like it does not work that way. Bulls' perspective, the biggest problem is number one is Jerry Reinsdorf. The Bulls are not his priority. The White Sox
not, and they suck too.
Yeah, the White Sox are. He's a baseball man first and foremost. He always has been. He's always cheaped out when it came to the Bulls. Right? So you get lucky. You get Jordan. And obviously, you get Krause, and Krause builds a team, and he builds a winner that does well in the 90s. But after they tear it down, they're still looking for that next run, and it never happened. And people are going to blame the Derrick Rose injury. I know that's part of it, but also no Bulls team was beating that big 3 team in Miami. Let's just be very honest.
No, we weren't beating them.
No Bulls team was beating that team. I'm sorry. Let's just live in reality. So now fast forward, now you had to move past the Derrick Rose era. Now it's where are you? You get when the Bulls made the Jimmy Butler trade, and they got 3 guys. They got Markkanen, they got Levine, and you got Chris Dunn. I said the Bulls got 3 starters out of this deal, but 2 of these guys we've never really seen play. They got to develop. They need time to develop. Markkanen gets to Utah and becomes an all-star all of a sudden. Why couldn't he be an all-star with the Bulls? Because he didn't get the time he needed to grow and to develop. Right? That instant rice, that 5-minute feed me right now, right? So the biggest issue with the Bulls for me is number 1, what's your direction? 2, patience. And 3, are you going to invest the resources you need ultimately to build a winner? Maybe not today, but in the next couple of years.
It is, Sean. This is another problem that I have too. I see. I had to switch back up to the chat. I see you, Leaf. Hey, Leaf, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm trying to do the starting fab pod tomorrow. I need you to pull up for that. We said if your second player is DeMar DeRozan, you're not going with it. Might need. Yes, we need to blow it up. And this, I'm glad you said that because Fubu, you going right into my point. You know it's a problem when you look at the top of the East. You say Milwaukee looks better. You say the Celtics look better. The 76ers got problems, but they still look better. The Cavaliers look better. And the New York Knicks even look better. Then let's flip it to the bottom of the East. The Magic look better because their future look better. The Pistons look better because their future look better. Even the Atlanta Hawks look better. So if we're looking at the bottom of the East, let me make sure I'm forgetting the team at the bottom of the East too, because I know it's another good young team. The Orlando Magic. If I didn't say Orlando Magic look better.
Don't forget Indiana.
Indiana looks better. So if I'm looking and saying, and we in the middle of a pack of a team, we got better star players than the people at the bottom, but their future look better. That's bad. If we look at the top of the East, we got lesser stars than them, and we can't compete with them. We don't look better. We need to shut it down. We need to shut it down. It's no way the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th finishing team last year looks better than a team. Then we look at the top 3 teams, they look better. That means you're doing something wrong. A team that's rebuilding and the championship contending teams look both better than you in different dynamics. You cooked. Like I don't understand it. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love the Bulls. I'm a big Bulls fan, but I would not be surprised if the Indiana Pacers and the Orlando Magic have a better record than us this year. I wouldn't be. I'll be shocked. But I'm just a realist about the situation. But let me know what you guys think about this. Also, shout out my boy Colt. He said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, get us back up to that 2K. Or we at 2K. YouTube just not showing it. But make sure y'all get it super passionate so they has no choice but to take it away.
Yeah, and don't forget, you got questions, drop them in the chat.
Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the mailbag.
We can answer any questions you might have. Give your thoughts on whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move. Go ahead.
One last. You got anything else for Media Day from you that you like? I got one more thing that I like that I see for Media Day. This is me as a fan, but anything else that you see for Media Day that you like? No. I right before the show, I was watching Derrick Rose Media Day. Obviously, that's my boy, my favorite player. Seeing him back in Memphis is great because he played college in Memphis. He got a real love and respected. So he was pretty much happy to be there. And then I loved how he talked about, he looked at everything from an all-round perspective from when he was the guy, ended up getting injured. And then he was like, I'll watch all my guys get contracts. And I'm looking like, why I ain't getting no contract? Then I had to look myself in the mirror to understand, like, had to check my ego at the door. Like, I'm not that Derrick Rose no more, but I'm going to still put myself in position to do whatever I got to do to get the team what they need to be successful. That's why, like, a lot of Knicks fans was mad last year, like, why he wasn't playing Derrick Rose, which everybody could argue that Derrick Rose should have possibly been playing in certain situations, especially when they wasn't getting scoring off the bench. But Derrick Rose, like, I'm a team guy, I'm going to do what's best for the team. And when you do that, obviously you get more and more contracts. And we see some guys who are still could play but didn't get a contract because they didn't want to fold in the mode of a team, or they wanted to wait until they knew they could get offers to say they're doing it, but they weren't really doing it. So, yeah, that's it. Let us know what you guys think about that. Let us know about questions.
And shout out to Derrick Rose because I think he's going to be a great mentor for Ja. I think that's one of the best things about them signing him is that he can really help Ja. And hopefully they got a chance to connect. Even though Ja won't be playing, Ja will be practicing with the team. As I understand it, while he's suspended, he's allowed to do that. So he's allowed to be around the team. He just can't play. So hopefully they'll connect and and build their relationship.
I hope he listen because I hope he do listen to Derrick Rose on and off the court because I think Rose can relate for both sides. One, their game is very similar. I think Ja came in with better passing and better shooting than Rose did when he first came in the league. But I think obviously Rose had more of like speed. I don't know about height. I think their jumping ability is about the same, but Rose like impact dynamic was a little bit stronger than Ja. But I think Ja had a couple other skill sets that Rose didn't really have coming in off bat. Off the court, Derrick Rose, you already know Derrick Rose got family ties heavy, and he knew how to avoid being in the bad situations. And he could try to teach Ja that. But Ja has to be the one to listen. That's at the end of the day. Ja has to be the one.
And not to make light of it, but remember D Rose did go through a situation. I don't want to get into the details. Just remember he did have
situation. Yeah.
Situation. So so he understands the pressure that comes with spotlight and things like that. And he's come through it and come out of it. And again, I hope he can impart some wisdom into Ja, as he's in that locker room and gonna be around them pretty much every day. So but we'll see what happens. But yeah, hey man, we got let's get into it, man.
Let's get into it. Speaking of a young player on the stride, on the ride, doing good. Sean, why is nobody talking about CJ Stroud, Sean? Why is the NFL quiet when he played bad that game? That one game, I would think it was his first game. First game. Everybody's like, oh, these quarterbacks in these drafts ain't looking as good. You know what I'm saying? But CJ Stroud, right? Next game after that, he threw for first game, threw for 242 yards on 63%, no touchdowns at all. Next game play against the Colts, 63%, pretty much 64. Almost threw for 400 yards, 384, 2 TDs, no interceptions. Next game out there against the Jaguars, put a 40 burger on them. 66%, 280, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Then against this Steelers defense, the Steelers defense who shut things down, went out there, completion percentage went a little bit lower, but as expected, this is the Steelers defense. 53%, but threw for 306, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Right now, in 4 games, Sean, CJ Stroud has 62% completion rating, over 1,200 yards, 6 TDs, 0 interceptions, and a 100.6 quarterback rating. Why is nobody talking about CJ Stroud, Sean?
Because Houston has no expectations this year. They got a brand new coach who, in my opinion, was the best head coach hiring this past offseason in DeMeco Ryans, who will be, in my opinion, the next Mike Tomlin. He's that good. Those guys will run through a wall for him. And the Texans, if you haven't watched them play this year, they don't have a lot of talent. They got a lot of young guys. They, figuring it out. But they're 2-2 after four games. They're right in the thick of it in the AFC South. So do I think they'll win the AFC South? No. Because I think, again, the cream rises to the top and they just don't have a lot of cream. That said, that's it.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. That said,
I'm childish.
No, I'm just being real. They don't have
you're real.
They don't have a lot of talent. I mean, just being they don't have a lot. So and he is making he's making something resembling lemonade out of lemons. And a lot of credit to them, but what they also are doing is taking advantage of what he does best. He throws the ball down the field very well.
He does.
And he's very accurate. And remember when I don't know if you remember SB during the draft process, I don't think he didn't do well on the Wonderlic test or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And so people were questioning his football intelligence and all this other crap and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, look, watch the tape.
That's all you got to do.
Watch the film. And when Carolina traded up to number 1, I thought they were trading up to get CJ Stroud.
Right.
I thought they were taking CJ Stroud.
Me too.
Yeah. And they didn't, obviously, which the Texans said, thank you. So, yeah. So, and just look at the AFC South in general with the young quarterbacks. You got CJ Stroud, you got Anthony Richardson, and you got third-year Sunshine. Tennessee about to get left behind. They're going to need to step their quarterback game up real quick. Now, I know they won yesterday, but
I'm going to keep it a buck, though. The Titans are trying. It's just the 2 ones they pick. You pick Malik Willis, and then you pick the dude from Kentucky,
Will Levis.
They tried, and they tried to play him. They just ain't better than Ryan Tannehill. They maybe got to do better quarterback evaluation.
Well, that's part of it too. But I think, again, you just look at the talent, they got some young studs at the position in that division. Um, this is not. If I'm Tennessee, I don't know if Will Levis is that guy because I don't necessarily see it.
I don't see it either.
And and obviously Malik Willis, he has some moments, but I think he still is progressing. They need to be in the market, for the quarterback.
Russell Wilson gonna play for the Titans. Watch. Possibly.
That's not a bad prediction. That's not a bad prediction.
Possibly. Because he ain't gonna be on the Broncos after this season. I don't care what they do.
Yeah, now if I was a betting man, I would say Russell Wilson will end up in Atlanta.
Atlanta won't be that bad. They need a quarterback.
Yeah,
and I was arguing. A guy was talking to me on the POF app when I was on the football show. He was like, "Man, Kyle Pitts don't look like how he's supposed to be. Not what he expected." I'm like, "Bro, he didn't have a quarterback." I'm like, Atlanta's not using Kyle Pitts right. Put Kyle Pitts in any other situation. He got 3 touchdowns. How do you got this guy for this low when he gave him 3 touchdowns? He got 3 touchdowns in his career. That's a shame. Ain't no excuse for that. You can't tell me it's him. It's not him. What no. I mean, I'm gonna ask y'all from what you see when you do watch the Atlanta games. What you see from Kyle Pitts, and you looking at Kyle Pitts and just be like, "Nah, he ain't what we thought he was." Because I don't see it.
Well, I think 2 things. One, they tried to split him out quite a bit, which you should, because it's Kyle Pitts. He's basically Darren Waller. When you think about his size and athleticism, you can split him out. But at the end of the day, you can still line him up on the inside. You can line him up at tight end as well, and take advantage of him in those matches, and they don't. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, and I don't know if you watched the game yesterday. I didn't watch the actual game. I watched the game on Disney Plus, so it was the Toy Story.
You watched the toy game? I don't know how they did that to get it on cue like that. That's pretty cool. It was
kind of cool how they did it. I just wanted to see it. But but the biggest issue with Ritter is he doesn't see the field well. There are times where Kyle Pitts is open. Ritter does not see the field well at all. And they're not a team that necessarily is built to throw the football a lot. So Kyle Pitts' opportunities are going to be limited. They're a team that's built to run the football, which is why they run Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier the way they do. In my opinion, it's a matter of, 1, who's throwing them the ball, and 2, they don't necessarily they're not necessarily an offense that's built to throw the football quite a bit.
Go James want to know, do y'all think he's better than the Panthers quarterback? Yes. I'm saying CJ Stroud is better than Bryce Young right now. At the moment, right now, yes.
Yeah, I thought he had more upside coming out than
me too. And then Bryce Young is too small. Bryce Young is small. Also, Sean, we do have a game tonight: Seahawks versus Giants. I got the Seahawks spanking the Giants easily. Sorry, Taj, by at least like 2 touchdowns. I think the Seahawks defense is gonna come to play. I think the Seahawks offense is gonna look better. I'm putting my chances. The game is actually already started right now. The score is 0-0. Just to give you guys player stats so far: Geno 2 for 2 for 12 yards. Kenneth Walker got negative yards. Daniel Jones 4 for 5, 25 yards, but nobody has scoring. What you seeing from this game, Sean, and what you think who you think gonna win?
I got Seattle by 10. I just think Giants just got way too many question marks for me. I think they'll have some chances, but ultimately I just think Seattle's just a better team. And so I'm taking Seattle by 10. Seattle gets 3-1.
Okay. Yep. I say that's simple as that. So now obviously we got to do the week 4 recap, Sean. A lot of things. We do our picks on Friday, so we're not doing picks for next week, guys. We're doing a recap today. And we also got to go off our picks of the weeks. That is definitely next, Sean. Week 4 recap. Sean, I want to ask you off bat, what shocked you and what disappointed you from week 4?
So I'll tell you what shocked me was the Jets making a game of it last night against Kansas City. Definitely was shocked by that. Now, Kansas City defending Super Bowl champs, they're gonna get everybody's best shot.
That's true.
That's just the way it is. But I will say the Jets definitely competed. It was some questionable officiating late in the game. I don't think that's why the Jets lost the game.
Swifty calls.
Yeah, it was some
Swift calls.
Yeah, some shaky calls. So that game definitely surprised me. And then I got to say, New England getting the mud hole stomped in them in Dallas like that. Definitely was not expecting New England to get creamed like that.
Never picking the Patriots again, Sean.
Yeah, well, I got to say, Mac Jones, how he is.
He's cooked.
I just want to say he was making mistakes yesterday that I would not expect a third-year guy to make. He was going out one when he fumbled the ball and Kyle Van Der Esch picked it up and ran it in for the touchdown. When he's rolling to his left. He's right-handed and he don't have two hands on the ball. So the ball is literally not protected because he's rolling to his left. And literally he's asking for them to come and knock the ball out. Yeah, he's looking to throw, but you got to have two hands on the ball. That's simple stuff.
And like you said, I don't expect that to be from a guy who's been in the league as long as he has been right now, and for an organization who believes in you so much. When you got two guys at a backup that was better than you, they released just so they wouldn't have the noise against you. So I'm like, I don't know. I think the Mac Jones experiment is done after this season. There's too many good quarterbacks coming in this draft. I can see a guy like a Shedeur Sanders being great in here. I can see the guy from Washington, Michael. He could be great with them. Bo Nix could be great. But honestly, Mac Jones so bad, anybody could be good. The guy from USC could be good in this situation. So it's tough. He said, fire Arthur Smith. It's tough.
Yeah.
Falcons need to start Tyler Haneke. We seen enough of it to agree. Ben 10. Just didn't do a damn thing. Chiefs got lazy. A lot of penalties. And it's a lot less Patriot fans nowadays. Ain't that funny? Man, say that again now, dog. Since Brady left, they left too. Dudes be bandwagon, man, left as soon as Brady left. We American team. We the real American team. And then, Sean, who was you disappointed by, though?
If I had to say I was disappointed by anybody, definitely Pittsburgh. Going down to Houston, getting beat like that. Their offense looked awful. Mike Tomlin made no bones about it. Pittsburgh is just not. They're going to be very up and down this year, as I thought. And then staying in the same division, Cincinnati.
That's mine. That's who I'm disappointed in. That's my pick right there.
Cincinnati, like really, Cincinnati. So those were probably my two biggest disappointments yesterday. Those two games definitely.
For me, who I was shocked with and proud with, obviously we was talking about CJ Stroud to play as good as he did against that Steelers defense. Especially with Kenny Pickett looking worse on the other side. He made CJ Stroud even look. He played a good game. But looking at how Kenny Pickett played compared to he made CJ Stroud look even better than he did. So that's why it's becoming a thing. Like why nobody talking about him. 100%. That's the main one that I was shocked with. I also was shocked at how good Josh Allen played against the Dolphins. Especially when the Dolphins has been on a high streak. And I know Josh Allen started off slow in the last couple of games he played good. But to really outplay them and put a 50-piece on the Dolphins, he making all the right passes, making all the right reads when they need to be done. I was definitely shocked by that one. And I thought the game would be close. I'm cool with the Bills winning, but how the Bills kind of did and how Josh Allen played, it kind of shocked me a little bit. Go ahead.
And I want to say to that game, Dolphins didn't get exposed.
Yeah, I'm going to say they got exposed.
What happened was if you go back 2 weeks ago when they played New England on Sunday Night Football, New England's defense put out a good blueprint for how you play against the Dolphins. Buffalo just took that same blueprint and took it to the next level coupled with the fact that they scored every time they touched the ball. So to me, what it was Buffalo's and Sean McDermott and that defensive staff watched that film from that New England game. Because if you look at a lot of the alignments they were in, very similar to those New England alignments. And then the other thing was, and again, a lot of people get very, very scared when they play the Dolphins because of the speed of Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. But if you got corners who can press and who can get physical at the line of scrimmage, you have to do that because you got to try to throw that timing off. You can't just run free, because if they run free, it's good luck.
It's good. It's good night. It ain't good luck. It's good night. It's ugly. But and I hate that Tre'Davious Whitehead got hurt too. He's out for the season. Two prayers up to him.
Another season injury for him, unfortunately. So
tough. I hate to see that when it comes to football, man, because like injuries is just a part of the game. But you just wish you could go through a season and see like all the best players. But Sean, I have 3 teams on my list of disappointment. Obviously, we just talked about the Bengals. I think the Bengals are so bad it's to a point that I think they might need to just call it one for the season. I think we're going to go like 3 more weeks, because it's not tanking because they can't win. It's tanking because Joe Burrow is not the same ever since he got injured. And I think you're risking your future for one season where I can't how bad they're playing and how bad their defense look, because they lost a lot of pieces on that defense, where I can't definitively say, even if they flip the script and turn it around, they can actually compete for a championship. So I call it one, let Joe Burrow sit out this season, come back healthy, and then use that higher draft pick to add something more to that defense, because you have to replace what you lost with Jesse Bates. You have to replace some on the inside to get to that quarterback better. You have to replace things that you're missing on that defense. And I don't think that defense looks the same to me. And obviously, if Joe Burrow offensive line, that still don't look the same. They do look the same. It's not protecting them. So if you're going to depend on the win, but Joe Burrow making plays on his hand, off top of his head, without no offensive line protecting him, then you have to give him something on the defensive side where they give him more chances to operate with the ball. My next one that I was disappointed with, the darn Chicago Bears. The darn Chicago Bears. And I know we've been talking about the Bears, but real quick, and then we go, if I want your opinion on like the Bears thing. With the darn Chicago Bears, because you get one of them best games you got from Justin Fields, and you still sell that game. You was up 21-7 in the first half, and I think the Bears came out and scored, so it was up 28-7. I believe it was 28-7, but they was up by multiple touchdowns, long story short. And I'm sitting there watching the game on and off. I literally called my homie and was like, hey, don't get happy that Justin Fields finally throwing the ball and y'all look good. The Broncos suck. Hang up the phone. Boop. 10 minutes later, the Bears was down. 10 minutes later, the Bears were down. It was that bad. They didn't score anything in the second half. You wasted a good game for your quarterback for that what you want. The defense, for all the pieces that they signed on that defense, the defense to look as bad as they do, that is terrible. I'm shocked by it. You let Russell Wilson cook, and he can't cook noodles or a bowl in water. And the last team that I'm disappointed with is my LA Chargers, because we started off great in the first half. We played terrible in the second half, and the Raiders almost came back and won. And I feel like we should have dominated the Raiders. That's my long story short. But that's what I'm disappointed with. Before we get in our pick, Sean, I want your opinion on the Bears game too.
Yeah, that Bears game was, it was, oh my gosh. Just god awful coaching. How Matt Eberflus still has a job today just drives me nuts. When we made the picks, I picked Denver only because I thought Denver couldn't be as bad as they have looked the past couple of weeks. And I just thought the Bears just had a lot of issues, but credit to Justin Fields. And I will say this real quick. If the draft was today, the Bears would have the top 2 picks in the draft.
Yep.
And Jimmy Johnson said something yesterday on Fox NFL Sunday that I thought was really interesting. He said if the Bears end up with the top 2 picks in the draft, obviously you're going to fire Matt Eberflus. I'm going to USC and I'm hiring Lincoln Riley, and I'm saying bring Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. with you.
Yep. And make it happen, because you can't bring that same guy in. And then I'm like, also, when he said that too, I'm like, you got to change everything around because obviously Caleb Williams, dad, of course, Caleb Williams not going to openly say that he said that because he don't want to make himself seem bad. You always want to come in the league with a clean slate. But if his dad already saying if he don't like the situation, he's not playing in. If you don't do any changes in the aspect or bring something that's going to benefit this game, why would I go to y'all? Oh yeah, the Bears, we taking you. No, you ain't. I'm going back to school.
Right. So that's why you go get Lincoln Riley because it's like, oh, you get my college coach, you're gonna make this thing a lot more attractive for me in Chicago. And we got the second pick of the draft, so we can get Marvin Harrison Jr. and I'll be throwing the ball to him for the next 15 years
with DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney on that. Come on now.
Yeah, you still got to fix other issues. I'm just saying, you got to fix the offensive line, all that stuff. You know, defense has to be fixed top to bottom. I can't remember the last time I saw a Bears defense this bad. In my lifetime, the Bears have never had a defense this bad.
And it's not like they bad on paper, because on paper they should be one of the not top 5, but they should at least be a top 15, bottom 10 type of defense with all the people they signed. Only person that I really questioned on their defense was Eddie Jackson, and he ain't the only problem. He ain't.
Right.
All right, Sean. You know what time it is of the night? It is SB versus Sean NFL picks of the week, but obviously it's Monday, so it is the recap of the picks. Right now, what is the record we got? I'm 1-2 and you 2-1, correct?
Yes.
So we looking to even it out. All right, so Sean, you got the picks wrote down. Let's see what we pick and what we got right and what we got wrong.
So we both missed on the Atlanta Jacksonville game.
Hold on, wait. I got to tally because, I don't want you to cheat my skull because we going to win. We winning today, baby. We winning today. Okay. Got it over there. Let me write. We got to tally. Look, we desperate for a dub out here, guys. SB going to get this dub. SB here. All right, /Sean. All right, let's go.
All right. You won the Tampa Bay game because you picked Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you see how I avoided that story for you. I could have
I appreciate that because
I love you too much. I could have made yourself.
Yeah, my mama don't like me to use all kinds of language, so that's why the Miami at Buffalo. I got that one because I picked Buffalo.
Buffalo
1-1. Denver at Chicago. You picked Chicago. I picked Denver.
2-1.
We both missed on Cleveland.
Yeah, but
we didn't know Deshaun Watson wasn't playing because we picked these games on Friday nights. Deshaun Watson was a game time decision, so you got the Pittsburgh.
Yep, pick the Texas. Let's go, big CJ Stroud. Believe in the kid.
All right, we
2-2.
both hit. Yeah, we both hit on Minnesota.
Yep, 3. Yep.
We both missed on Indianapolis.
Yep.
Both hit on Philadelphia.
4-4.
Both missed on Cincinnati.
Yeah, they sold us.
Both hit on the Chargers.
Yes, sir. 5 up.
Both missed on New England.
Both
hit on Kansas City.
1-1. 6 up.
And then we both picked Seattle tonight. So it looks like we're gonna end up tied. So it's gonna be 2-1.
I mean, unless you wanna try to break the game, and you pick the Giants.
No, I ain't doing that.
All right, so I guess we got to do by NFL terms then. So we 1-2-1, and you 2-1-1. So we count ties do count in NFL. So we're not gonna get both of us. So okay, we ain't on the tie. That's cool. That's cool.
Fine. Yeah.
That's fine. Let's go with it. Show on the tie next week. We gonna get it going. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. Yo, Dylan in the video, it's good. Salute, fireman. Ever some time. Yes, agreed. My Cubs and your Yankees are out, man. Yeah, don't remind me. I ain't even gonna bring up baseball.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, Jimmy pulled out that crazy hair, man. But yeah, man, Sean, that's the show, man. Another good show, guys.
Oh, real quick. I'm sorry. Just real quick.
Ahead.
Recap on the fight the other night.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Canelo and Charlo fought. Sean, obviously we did a watch party stream. So if you guys see live events, look for the channel. We do live watch parties for big events, fight nights, college nights, NBA. We gonna do live watch parties for the NBA. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys watch the game with your boy. So Sean, my recap of that fight, it was just like it was child's play. It was easy work by Canelo, hitting all the punches. I never seen the guy who consistently walked down somebody, and it got to a point where Canelo wasn't even moving his head no more because he was just Charlo was so scared to throw his punches and hands. And then when I knew, I'm like, I'm not the boxing expert, but I'm just going off what I'm seeing. I stood on how I felt, what I just said when after the fight was over, when Charlo said out his mouth, well, at least I ain't getting knocked out like everybody else. So that means you were just in there trying to survive. You wasn't even trying to win. So for me, from that point, my quick rundown perspective is that it was child's play. That was probably one of Canelo's easiest fight. After all that talking Charlo was doing, that's crazy. But yeah, that's me. What you seen from it, Sean?
Same thing. Same thing. It was literally, I mean, honestly, I don't think Canelo won a round.
I mean, Charlo, yeah, Charlo.
I'm sorry, Charlo. I don't think Charlo won a round. Excuse me.
I don't think he won. I don't think he won a round either.
Yeah. He might have got one. I have to go back and really watch it. Because when you watch it in real time, watching it with that level of detail. But I don't think he won a round. And and Canelo, at the end of the day, where you rank him all time, we can have a discussion at a later time because I still think he's got plenty left to do. But for me, it was an embarrassment for Charlo.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, that's the show, guys. Let me know how you feel. Like, share, subscribe. SB Sean, real takes over fake debates until we go on to the next one. Peace out.
See y'all.